Hello and welcome to a rather windy Quail Tales. It's been a while since I've given you an update on Quentin and his girls, so I thought I would do that now. And I have also been turning my hand to a little bit of joinery, so let me show you the addition to the quail run. So even before I open the door, you can probably see that something's a bit different. If I just open this now. Hello there. That's Carol. Oh, she's away. So what I have done today is I have made this this box, and in effect I wanted a higher sided dust bath for them. I was using like a plastic tray, but it was only about that height and they were firing the sand all over the place. I'd sort of rather, I think it's a bit easier to, or a bit neater to keep the sand in one place, and to do that I needed a higher sided box. So I duly did that. I'm quite pleased with my endeavours. Excuse me. So I've not got enough sand in here. I mean, it's quite deep actually. It's probably about 1.5 inches, 2 inches deep at the moment, but I'd rather get another couple of inches worth of sand in here. And the sand that I've got in, it's actually it's sand and little tiny bits of oyster shell, and people buy it for their budgerigar and cockatiel cages and so on, and I thought that would be quite a neat thing to have for the quail, because they can nibble on the oyster shell bits, which is great because it gives them calcium, and it helps them because they're obviously laying eggs, and calcium is something that's very important to their diet when they're laying eggs. So that's great. I just need to get more. And I've popped this plant back in, this Carex. Initially I didn't have any plants in here, and the girls were a bit, well, and Quentin were a little bit nonplussed. They came in, had a little dust bath, and then thought, nah, it's a bit empty. But now that I've put this Carex back in, you can see that Queenie here is hiding in the background, and I don't know whether anyone else is, but yeah, it's somewhere where they'll probably end up sort of sitting in that corner laying eggs, because it's a nice little hidey hole. And they do, I mean, they're little birds, but they do manage to get up and over. And I added extra wood chip at the other side just to make it the level of the floor higher, so that they could more easily get in. So yeah, so that's what I did this morning. Let me just close that. And then on this side, what I've done is I've just put this little bit of wood here, and this is just to act as a slight lip so that it's less easy for them to fall out, because sometimes they sort of are running and then they sort of almost like fall out of the run. And I mean, they can still get over this, absolutely, particularly since I've raised the height of the floor there, but it's just as a little barrier to make it slightly less likely for them to jump out of the run. I've also done a bit of rearranging. Another thing that I've done, I don't know whether you've noticed, but there used to be a door here with a hole in it. I've just removed the door. It was just getting in the way when I was cleaning things out, and I'm hoping that they'll be more likely to use that space in there than they were when the door was up, even though the door had a transparent tarp over it, and so they were getting light in there. They weren't using it particularly much, and because this is an L-shaped run, it's a bit tricky to get in and clean in there, so it's easier now that the door is off. If in the winter time I feel that they need somewhere more snuggly, I'll put something together, maybe in the back there, so that they have a place to get away completely from the cold. But I just this winter past, I just put clear tarp over all of the sides of the run that have the weld mesh on, and that just kept the rain out, it kept the wind out, and they seemed quite happy with that. I have also moved this, this is their sort of feeder, so it's a tub that I've drilled holes in and put their layers pellets in there. And I moved that from the other part of the run just to give them a change, to be honest. I like just to move things around a little bit just to keep them on their toes and make it slightly more interesting for them. They don't seem to fret when I change things. They're pretty... I mean, I was drilling in here earlier on with an electric drill, and they actually weren't bothered. They're pretty nonplussed about these things. I was amazed because I sort of read about, you know, if you make too loud a noise, they'll just fly straight up in the air and they'll hit the roof of the run, and that can be, you know, if they do that, that can be quite dangerous. They could even break their necks. But mine sometimes sort of fly up a little bit, but they tend not to react when they hear loud noises, I have to say. I don't know where they all are. Can you see some? Oh, there's someone there. So, yeah, so I do move it around a bit just to... Hi, Quentin. He says, oh, camera, I'm away. Yeah, just to make it a little bit more interesting for them. And here's some little gem lettuce, homegrown, that they have in to munch on. They do like their lettuce. So, nice and airy, this part of their accommodation. And if I just close this now and we have a look at the rabbit hutch bit, if I just move round, I sort of sit in a little stool when I'm talking to the quail because it's quite low down and it's sort of back-breaking work. So here we have somebody. Oh, that's Katie in the background there. And, oh, I can see some eggs. There's a couple of eggs there. Not inclined to lay in sensible places or in a nesting type area, I have to say. Let me just reach in here and get these two. Oh, hello. There's two little eggies. Hi there. And I can see here 3 more eggs. So they're a little bit more sensibly located. There we go. 4 girls and 5 eggs. You do the maths. It really amazes me how you get... Some girls will sometimes lay more than 1 egg in a day. Confused.com, because of course chickens don't do that. I just think the eggs go through, you know, are generated and more quickly. In the case of a quail, maybe they lay 1 at one end of the day and 1 at the other end of the day. But you can probably see that these two look similar, so I would say they're probably by the same girl. And these two actually, well, maybe not. Oh, and someone having a drink. When I turn the camera like this, I can't actually see what I'm pointing at, so I'm hopefully... oh, it's Carol. I'm hoping you're seeing Carol. So in here is plastic plants rather than the real plants that we see in the other run. And they've been really good at not nibbling them and whatever, which is great. And you'll notice they've all disappeared. Oh no, they're back in. Here's Quentin. Da-da. So they all seem to be getting on fine, touch wood. The girls are still a bit moth-eaten looking, with their feathers nibbled and pulled out a little bit by Quentin. I did notice today that Queenie was chasing Quentin, so I think maybe Queenie's finally said, I'm fed up with you having your evil way, leave me alone. so Queenie gave Quentin a little chase. I've not seen that before. And there's Carol doing the whole let's run up and down as if I'm a mad bird and I don't have enough space. I hate seeing them do that. But she'll start running around elsewhere in a moment. So yes, all in all, I'm very happy with my little covey, as they call it. Covey is the collective noun for quail. And here's Katie. Her back seems to be more moth-eaten than anywhere. And if you look there, you can see someone's having a little lie down within the the leaves of the carex. And then there's Quentin, who's hanging around there. So they seem very happy. I think that's me for today. Just a short one, just to see what I've been up to and to show you what I've been up to, and let you see the quail. So if you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. Where's my thumb? There it is. And ring the bell if you want alerted anytime I post other videos. And if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love you to subscribe so that you can follow me in my quail keeping, chicken keeping and gardening journeys. For now though, thanks for watching and bye bye.